There we go. I didn't realize my mic was muted. Hey, everybody. How is it going tonight? How was your weekend? And, Carrie, I see you're from Idaho. What is the sentiment out there? Tammy? Sorry for running a couple minutes late. It has been an absolutely crazy day. I was muted, yes. It's been an absolutely crazy day, and I got times wrong, and so was rushing to get on here, and it's just a whole thing. I feel like that's just quintessentially millennial, Kristen. I mean, I'm a millennial, so that's kind of the same thing. Let's start with that. So, okay, yeah, that's his. Oh, that's my Spotify list. Thank you. Yes, awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, love. Yeah, that'll take you a few days to get through. This is Topanga Lawrence. So if you're new here, sometimes I wear the most ridiculous shirts. This is Topanga Lawrence. It says Topanga on it. So, if you don't know who Topanga Lawrence is, you're probably too young to be here. I'm just kidding. So let me see if I can get something pulled up here real quick. We'll start here. Give me 1 second. While I'm getting all this stuff pulled up, though, I'll go ahead and say this. All right. Yep, so you get it. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. I've been kind of telling them and trying to show them, so. Well, I appreciate that, yeah. No, it's not DJ Tanner. I can't support Candace Cameron Bure anymore. I just can't. So, let me see what I got here. This is not making my life easier here. What I'm trying to get it to show. What if I can just drag this over here? No. I'm trying to get something to load up because I'm not going to have to just do a display capture, which I really don't want to do. That's going to make things a little bit harder. I talked to Pascal from the Pascal show. I'm going to be on there. Damn it, this one doesn't work. You can barely see that one. Let me see if I can go. Let me see if I can forward myself something from my phone to show y'all. Can I talk a little louder? Let me turn it up. My goal is in the very near future. Hopefully that's better. My goal is in the very near future. I can go Insta Live on here too. That's cool. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Should I figure out how to let them know that I'm in a different one? Let me see if I can figure that out. I'm getting there, guys. YouTube is still very new for me. The live on chat. What am I? Top chat. Can I change it? Oh, live chat. Let me switch it. Okay, is that better? Live chat? Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, so it's weird. You haven't missed anything. We talked about Spotify, and I'm trying to get something to load. It's just things are not. Normally, before I go live, I have a moment to prep and stuff, but I did not get to do that today because everything just went crazy. So I'm trying to find. There's something I really wanted to show y'all. If I can find it. I can copy this link here. If I can get this pulled up, that would be great. Just pretend we aren't here and do my prep. No, because we don't have enough time. What ended up happening is I don't know. I'm usually pretty good with time zones, but I got them all wrong. But there is something I really wanted to kind of talk about tonight and bring up. We were talking about it last night, but I got to figure out if I can. See if I can do it this way. See if I can get it to... I'm going to be switching from this platform, hopefully the next few days, to... Okay, let me do this, see if I... Done. But see, like, none of this stuff is, like, it's not showing... Oh, there we go. See, it's showing that. I'm not trying to get that. I'm trying to get this up. We might just do it. We just might end up doing display because I can get that to work. All right, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to try to move this over here a little bit more. Definitely, can y'all see that? I'm trying to get it so y'all can because it's... You're behind. I really need dual screens for this. Dual screens for this. Okay, cool. There it is. So this is a few things. I forget the name of the... So this is something that Bryan wrote on this forum, this blog. This was 11 years ago, maybe more. He would have been 16-ish. And he wrote, I feel blank and so generic. I can barely remember my eventful childhood. As I try to think of my childhood, I become upset and into a depressed state. We're going to go through a few, so I'm not going to look at y'all again. There's some long ones here. Here's from May 12th, 2011. This is him. I always feel as if I'm not there, completely depersonalized. Mentally, I experience fog, lack of comprehension at sometimes, feel like my life is... This is all him from a decade ago. Like my life is a movie, depression, no interest in activity, constant thoughts of suicide, crazy thoughts, delusions of grandeur, anxiety. So he's very self-aware, as you can see this, but you kind of get into some more of these, and I'll be honest, I feel bad for teenage Bryan. This dude was screaming for help, like absolutely screaming for help. And you can kind of read some of this, and I'll move it so I can go back and look at the chat. But and I can throw some more of these up there. But yeah, let me do this for a moment here. I'm gonna take this off so I can talk to y'all. But yeah, he knew he had issues. He absolutely... so there's some questions. Let me take a look. Why my thumbnail? For what the reason that you just said, because I'll throw some stuff up there. Yeah, this is confirmed to be him. It's 100% him. This dude was screaming for help. I mean, he obviously didn't get it, or he tried to find it in different ways, and he is where he is. It doesn't excuse his behavior. It doesn't excuse what he's done by any stretch. But this guy could have had a completely different outcome. So let me see. I'll throw it back up here real quick. Let me do display capture again. And you know, and as a teenager, because again, he's roughly 16 years old, this is a tough time. And he's talking about, what's interesting, let me see if I can find it in here. I'm stuck in the depths of my mind where I have to constantly battle my demons. Am I here or am I fake? I feel myself slipping away. I hear screams faintly, but I constantly battle away from it. What if I let go? Where would I be? Would I ever come back? I guess this is kind of a poem. He talks about, I barely remember his childhood. And having faint memories of his parents, everything I missed out on. I think about my father, what a good man he is, how I treat him like dirt because I have this condition and I can't take it. I might spiral out of control and lose myself in the void. I can't let it all go. All these regrets. I mean, this is dark, guys. This is dark, but he's just wanting help. Like he wants help and he doesn't know where to go. Again, it's too late now. He is where he is. But yeah. Turn this off. I don't know if it's 100% him, but it seems to be accepted that it's him if it makes sense. You can go to the forum and search him. Maybe he didn't feel comfortable telling his parents. how to get through so many years of college with those feelings. His feelings in college might have been different. He might have funneled it. You know, he was it's likely he was on doing drugs at that point, which my guess is to try to escape those types of feelings. Yeah, as Tammy said, active addiction. Does it say, Alyssa, where were these? What forum was this? So I can post a link. Let me see if I can chime in here real quick. I can post a link to this, where this is on the group. No, that's not it. But I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on this. What y'all think about this particular... I mean, again, obviously it doesn't change anything. Right? But he still committed a very bad crime. He still needs to be... Okay, there's the link for all of these. There's a lot of them if you want to read them. Thank you guys. Yeah, if you're coming in for the special, just so y'all know, I got the times wrong. I'm on an hour earlier, which is probably why some of y'all came over for, I had the wrong one. I just got to figure all this out. But yeah. But the Bryan Inton thing is going to start. Actually, I probably need to go and pull it up on the TV for when it does. But the Bryan Inton special is going to start in about 45 minutes. I think, Josh, that this has gone way past the outcry for help. Yeah, because I feel for teenage Bryan too. The fact of the matter is that if teenage Bryan had gotten the help that he needed, 28-year-old Bryan might not be in the position that he is, and 4 additional people might still be alive. Bryan Inton's on the thing. He's talking, well, about an hour. I would imagine somebody like him probably would have kept a journal. See what else we can throw up here. Nancy Grace, I believe, is at... You know what? Let me look that up for y'all. I'll throw a couple of these up there though, real quick while I do look. Let me do that for y'all, so it's not completely. Let me find something. There's 12 of these total. Sorry, I'm looking for a good one. Talking about being on Topamax. So I'm looking for some. Alright, cool. I'll do this one. This will work. Let me put this back up. Okay, I'm going to let y'all read that. If y'all can read that, hopefully you can. I know it's a little fuzzy. Let me see what time and channel Nancy Grace is on tonight. Then I'd love to answer any questions that y'all have, if y'all have any. We can talk about whatever. I have a lot of things that we can pull up. I'm trying to find. I had this earlier. I'm trying to find it real quick. No, I'll tell you what. I will figure it out beforehand. I don't want to waste all of our time. talking, going through that. If somebody else can find it, I'm sure we will. So let me turn that back off. I can make myself bigger too in the moment. Oh, there, no, that's not me. There we go. Well, that's my little thing there, I guess. The park stuff, please. Oh, yeah, thank you. That's a good question. Okay. I don't know the forum. Basically, they confirmed this based with his old email, as my wife is saying, for his login, so not 100% worth discussing a speculation until we know for sure. I believe that it's based on the podcast it did. It's probably confirmed. I'm gonna go back and read a little bit. Then I'm gonna get into we're gonna talk about the park, because I think that's a very good. Justin, I'm curious about what I've been hearing, that he didn't go straight home after the crime. He went to some other place in Idaho. Is this true? Apparently, he went there before crime once also. Okay, so that's going to lead us in. Yes, we are going to be watching. Yes, we should be airing. I got to find what channel Nancy's on. Fox, 9 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so I just got to find Fox on here. Thank you guys for helping out. So let's talk about the park. Patricia's asked about it. I don't know if I'm saying his name. I don't know what your real name is, but you asked it. IISJROC. And sorry, I cannot pronounce. I don't want to destroy your name. Akankasha. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm trying. If you want to give it to me phonetically, I will try to pronounce it correctly next time. But yeah, let's talk about that. So basically, what they're asking about, or if you're not familiar, is that. No, I won't be able to stream this. I won't be able to stream Nancy, apparently. Somebody told me I can't stream like news source like that on YouTube. I could get a violation, so I don't want to do that. J-Rock, my name is Jeremy. Okay, I can remember that, Jeremy. Easy. I have a good friend named Jeremy. So, anyways, there's speculation, not even speculation, the way the cell phone pings, the way he went home the night after, I believe it was the night after the murders, he took the long way back to Pullman, okay? So normally it's about a 15-minute drive. Let me see if I can pull up. Let me see if I can get a map pulled up. And it'll actually let me here. Bear with me 1 second. So we can see what we're talking about. Maps. All right. And let me look up one more thing so I can do this. Do a refresh this, see if anything else has come out on this real quick. I'm trying to see if I can pull the exact route up. Okay, I think I can actually. Yeah, I think I can. Okay. Let me compare it against this. Okay, perfect. I'm going to compare it against that. Okay, that's perfect. All right, let me show you guys. I'm going to show you what we're talking about. Let me switch this over. And I'm going to go to do a display capture. I don't love doing display capture, but it's the only thing I can get to work right. Oh my gosh, where did it go? Okay, this is what we want to look at. Let me make sure y'all can see that. Putting baking soda in the toilet, that's weird. There we go. Okay. Scroll down a little bit. All right. So if you look on Google Maps, let me see if I can. You can see from Moscow is right here, and Pullman is right here. So there's a straight shot. It takes about 10 minutes. But then there's also this route here, down 95, down through here. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to do this. Sorry, guys. But down through here, and then back up to Pullman. And if you notice, this map, which is what he suspected to take, matches basically that route. Okay? So all throughout there, my phone is just jumping, or computer's just jumping around here. Back up. So I'm trying to find it again. Anyways, I'll go back to this. So this area right all here is a national park. This takes about 25 minutes to get home versus the 10 minutes here. And this is based off, as it says here, the cellular data that they were able to collect, and the pings. So the reason people are asking about this is because, and by the way, soon I'm going to get a better program to be able to show you all this, but there's a whole lot of nothing right here in a lot of places that you could dump things like a weapon or clothes or burn stuff and basically nobody see you, especially in the late or early morning hours. So let me go back to this if I can. Go back to Pullman, Washington. I don't need to see that. Frickin', guys, Max is so sensitive. There we go. There you go. That's maybe an even better view route. So you can see from here all the way around here, or here, one of these two. But this is all a bunch of nothing. So let's talk about that. That's what we want to know. So do I think that he could have easily dumped something in there? Yeah, 100%. This was on the 13th when he left the house. Yeah, that's a good point that Callie brought up too. There is a river there as well. Nothing good. There's a whole theory on like where I'm sure I've seen it before. It'd be for a different video because I'm not prepared to show. But there's like a whole thing where you compare like missing people in national parks and the cave system, and it kind of lines up. So I want to go back and read. So do I think he also went for 3 hours to a park and turned off his location? So I think, yeah, that's true. There's like a 3-hour period where he put his location. So that's, as Lars brought up. Yeah, his phone was off for an extended period of time, although the ping still caught him on these routes. So I think he dumped it. Like, what? Otherwise, there's no reason to have taken that route. There is no other reason. Unless he had adrenaline running and needed to clear his mind and felt that there'd be less traffic. But you would think, if I had just committed a crime like that, I think that I would have wanted to go straight home. But, maybe I know. I'm not picking my nose. I'm scratching my nose. It's very, very dry here. The heat is on, and everything is very dry in my nose. But thank you for that. I don't need to blow it. I'm not congested. It's just very itchy. Do you think he planned this far in advance before even selecting his victims? Do you think he planned this far in advance? His parents, when he came home for his holiday, he wanted to get a new car. Maybe that's why they didn't. I want to see the rest of this thought. Well, I'll wait for you to do the next part of it. I think that he did plan this. I think the fact that we have 12 pings, or we know that he visited that area at least 12 times. Sorry. At least 12 times, I think that he pre-planned the crime. As far as getting a new car, I don't think that he was probably going after a new car because he hadn't owned that car very long. He bought it in April. So I don't think that he was planning on getting a new car. I think his goal, here's what I think how this kind of went. He commits the murder, 5 days. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. I think that the whole reason he got rid of his Pennsylvania tags, I think there are 2 reasons there. Partially, 1.5 reasons. I think, everybody said his tags expired, or were getting ready to expire on the 30th. I know that is true, so maybe he wanted new tags before then. But, that being said, he may or may not have known this, but I can tell you, and I know this from firsthand experience, because when we moved to Texas, I drove around on expired Georgia tags for about 1.5 years, and when I got pulled over once or twice, they were able to give me a ticket for speeding, but they told me that I couldn't. They couldn't do anything about my tags because it wasn't. They couldn't give me a ticket for the tags because it wasn't Texas tags that were expired. It was Georgia tags, and it's a Georgia thing. So him having expired plates for a couple of weeks before he went back home to Pennsylvania, and I don't know how Pennsylvania is. I don't know if you can renew through the mail or whatever. If you have to get emissions, I'm guessing you probably do. He didn't have to get Washington plates. I think that he was concerned that a camera picked up his car with Pennsylvania plates. He went to a grocery store after the park, before the park. I mean, in the afternoon, the 12 o'clock in the afternoon to go grocery shopping. I think that was weird. I don't think he planned to kill himself. I think that he probably figured that this would be the best place to dispose of a weapon. I mean, I'll put it this way: we don't know where Bryan Laundrie put, through Gabby Petito's cell phone and Apple Watch, and they were never found. I want to talk about the restaurant, actually. Can we talk about the restaurant for a second? I know I'm asking, rhetorically, because y'all are going to say yes. So, what if that's... Okay, just go with me on this. What if that's not the connection? Okay? Let's pull up... Let me see. Hold on. Let me show you why I'm saying that. Show y'all. It will load. Let me see if I can get this here. Okay, let me try something else. Well, actually, no, this will work right here. All right, let me go back to sharing with y'all. Do I think the dad knew? No, I don't. Okay, so do you have to get emissions in Pennsylvania, or can you renew your tags from out of state? For the people who are in Pennsylvania. Okay, let me show you all this. Here is the Mad Greek restaurant. Let me see if I can pull the whole thing into the screen. All right, I'll do the best I can with this. Try this. Okay, here's the Mad Greek restaurant. Let's hit photos here of some of what they have. Let me see. That's all dessert. Okay, here we go. What's this? Okay, meat. Go to menu. What's this? Meat. Look at the menu. There's a lot of meat. Kids' gyros, corn dogs, chicken strips. This is a guy who supposedly mega meat calzone. This is a guy. Oh, this is the wrong Bad Greek. Hold on. Oh, this is Margaret. This is Alaska. Hold on. Still, let me find the right one. I've hit Idaho. It's going to be the same. It's going to basically be the same thing, though. We'll go to the Facebook page. Okay, again, meat. This was the point. So, meat. This is a guy that supposedly had his aunt buy new pots and pans because he was so vegan that he couldn't even eat out of the same pots and pans that meat was cooked in. Okay? So, you can. I don't know how to get you to do it, Michelle. There you go. But you see what I'm saying? We all are assuming So I know that at one point Kaylee's dad said that Kaylee was the target. Okay, a lot of people have assumed that it's Maddie or Xana because of this restaurant. So yeah. There you go. No, I'm not saying no, Aaron. I'm not saying Kaylee was involved with him. I see what you said up there. I'm not saying that at all. I don't think that he was. I think that I like the theory that he could be Kaylee's stalker. We know that he was stalking that. No matter, even if he was, whether he was stalking her or somebody else or whatever, he was stalking that house. We know that. So with that level of veganism, okay, Morgan, that's another great point. So Morgan said, so with that level of veganism, what do you make of the leather knife sheath? I don't know. I don't know. I did hit my goal of 1,000 followers on here. Yes, Jamie, thank you. I think I'm at to like 1,500, which is awesome because I'm trying to grow here. And somebody convinced me to open up a Twitch. So I've got that. I haven't done anything with it yet at all. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Give me 1 second here. So... Jen, I would love to stream it on here, but Jeremy told me that I can't because I'll get a strike against me. So I need to really email them and confirm like what I can and can't do. Well, maybe he just didn't care about leather, but just meat. Maybe he just doesn't want to. Maybe he just doesn't want to ingest it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he doesn't mind leather products, but he doesn't want to ingest them. Lars, my Twitch is not set up to stream yet. I literally just opened it. I haven't figured out how to connect it, and I think I'm going to. I am not that tech savvy, Emily. By the way, I'm glad to. As I said to you earlier, I'm glad to see that you made it through the night. Yeah, I literally, Lars. Today is the first day I have ever logged on to Twitch, and it was long enough to create an account. Although, oddly enough, Justin on TikTok was already taken, so I had to do like what I do on TikTok and put a 0 for the last O. Once you're monetized, open up a backup YouTube account and do it there. Gotcha, so that's why. So I saw that Vans are vegan and the shoe print was Vans, right? I don't know if Vans are vegan, but they're saying that's a Vans style shoe. I was wearing Vans. I love Vans. Regarding the Greek restaurant, it was alleged his aunt had to buy because of me. However, the drive home, his dad said they were stopping to eat Thai food. Well, no, they weren't okay, but they weren't real. No, he said he was going to get Thai food, and his dad said he was driving. That's why he gave him the death stare. Bryan didn't want to tell them where they were going because he knew he was. Allegedly, I think because he was involved in a crime. Yeah, it's a lot to learn, Lars, in 20 minutes. I'm sorry. And I don't know their rules either. But supposedly that there's a way that I can link the stream platform. So I'm using right now Streamlabs. And I spoke to Pascal from the Pascal show, which I need to make an announcement on that, from the Pascal show. And he was saying that a lot of people say that they use, I've heard a lot of people say StreamYard. So now that I'm doing this, I'm also doing this on a desktop computer, a Mac desktop. So I need to buy something if I'm going to be doing this for YouTube, more that I can do dual screens on. But nevertheless, the sheath could have been a vegetable tan leather. Maybe. Yes, Bray, it is Topanga. So if y'all are new here, people like Kirby, her name is Michelle, and a few others of my longtime followers will be able to tell you that I sometimes wear the most ridiculous shirts. Case in point. Yes, I heard that Bryan's doing some new information tonight. I'm very excited about this particular one. So I don't want to use your laptop. I want a Mac. Yep, Patricia, I'm going to be streaming that on TikTok. Kristen, do you do live streaming? Like, are you? Do you do stuff like this? Because I'm very new to doing any lives outside of TikTok. Let me know. So, anyways, what do y'all think on this Mad Greek thing? Like, do you think that it was Maddie and Zaina? Okay, you get it, Haley. I'm not even that brave. I kind of want to get a shirt with my own picture on it. I'm so ADD, Jeremy. What was the rest of? What was the rest of my thought? I don't remember. I think we're talking about the restaurant. Do I think that Bryan has a history of abuse? No, because nobody has really come out and said that. Can you? I don't know if you can reach out to me privately. My email. Let me type it in here. I would love to talk to you about some of what your recommendations are. Let me do this, and then I will finish my thought for Jeremy. But I would be very, very grateful to you if you don't mind. There, that's my email. If you wouldn't mind, I would be very, very grateful. I don't know. I just don't know if it was Maddie and Zaina. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Kaylee, because my whole theory the entire time, maybe I don't think they were all targeted. I think that's a lot to take on. I just mentioned my thought on the park is that I think that he took that way to dump stuff or to burn stuff. You know, out in the middle of nowhere. You know, he's gonna be seen destroying stuff in the middle of the night in Pullman. He's gonna see it be seen in Moscow, but he goes out into the middle where nobody is. I mean, that's a route people aren't going to really take. Let me bring it back, pulled up. Where is it? Let me go back to this real quick, see if I can. I just can't find it now, but this route, I'll just pull it back up this way. This route, guys, there is nothing out here. Like, again, you can go here to here, but there is nothing out here unless you're going to this state park. So at 4:35 a.m., whenever he gets out here, you know, he could park the car. He probably knows an area off here, go off some side road. I mean, let's think of Brian Laundrie trying to hide Gabby Petito's body. You know, he went off the road, parked, dug a shallow hole, and got rid of it. I mean, this is a lot of area to cover to look for a weapon, which I'm sure he cleaned off. And there's also a river out here, so it could be in a river. That's my point, is that I think that's what he did. All right, so let's get back to some questions. I don't know what he got at the grocery store. I don't know why they're not saying. There must be a reason for it. Okay, and then after this, I'm going to come back to somebody who has come out and said that they had gone on a Tinder date with him. So we don't think he kept a trophy. Okay, I can answer Jeremy's question and also the question about the phone probably in the same thing. Okay, so do I think he kept a trophy? Maybe, but I don't think the trophy is something like tangible, so to speak. This is not my original thought. This came from a crime investigator. I think it was a former FBI agent. Alyssa, you can keep me honest on this one because I'm sure you're the one that told me about it initially. But the only reason somebody would take, unless they're very stupid, their phone to a crime scene is to, that's what you're saying. Yeah, to take pictures. And why do I think that he turned it on after the murders? I think that he turned it off while he committed the murder, so his phone wouldn't ping in the area, which I guess it didn't. But when he turned it back on, it pinged in that area. Lars, state parks are not open that late. That's the point. He knew there'd be nobody there. Unless it's a park that you can camp in and there's designated areas, parks are not open that late at night, or early in the morning, I should say. It seems like he went to Maddie and Kaylee's room first, right? That's my best guess, Sydney. So assuming it was one of them, then Xana and Ethan were collateral since they were awake at the time. I think that that's very possible. But then he walked right past Dylan. And when we had everything pulled up on here, yeah, we'd love to do Justin merch. I'm not savvy enough for that yet. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay, sorry. I missed a lot of things up here. I'm trying to go back and read some of these questions. So let's talk about real quick while I'm going through and reading these. Let's talk about, there's a girl who's come out and said that she went on a Tinder date with him. And it was weird stuff. I wish I could find, I think Alyssa sent me the video. Have y'all seen it? Let me see if I can pull this up here. I might be able to just show y'all it. Because it's one of those that's like, if y'all haven't seen it yet. Is this it right here? Hold on. No, that's not it. Okay, here we go. I'll send this to you.
Bryan Kohberger, the only suspect. Bryan Kohberger, the only suspect charged in the Idaho 4 case.
I think this is it.
Ethan Zana, the probable cause affidavit was released. Yes, I then saw comments saying that charged in the Idaho 4 case.
Trying to find it.
One lady came forward.
Okay, here we go.
Well, one lady came forward and said she had a date with Bryan. Then,
hey, it's me, the girl that went on a Tinder date with Bryan. A lot of people have been trying to dox me, specifically on Reddit, but I never thought the comments that I made on Hobot News would make it to TikTok or Reddit or literally anything. But here we are. So I thought I would make this because a lot of people are just saying things that are not true at all. My interactions with Bryan were very brief. I don't know much about him. My total interactions with him were like 24 hours. We matched on Tinder. We talked for a couple hours, and then he was like, hey, you want to go to the movies with me tonight? And I was like, sure. So we went to the movies. Honestly, I don't even remember what movie we saw. We ended up going back to my dorm, and he kind of invited himself inside. I thought he was just going to drop me off, but that was not the case. He kind of invited himself inside, and I was just like, okay, I went along with it. So he wanted to watch another movie on Netflix, and I said, sure. He kept trying to touch me, not like inappropriately, just like trying to tickle me and like rub my shoulders and stuff, and I was like, why are you touching me, or what are you doing? And he would just like get super serious, and he's like, I'm not. And I'm like, you are though. And he's like, I'm not touching you. Kind of like trying to gaslight me into thinking that he didn't touch me, which was weird. But then I was like, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom quick. And he was like, okay. And then he followed me to the bathroom, which I thought was kind of weird. So, like, in the dorm, there was, like, a shared bathroom. He didn't go in with me, but, like, he stood outside the door, and, like, I don't know, I just thought that was weird. And I was like, I need to get this dude to leave. Like, just not into it. So I proceeded to pretend to throw up, to get him to leave. It wasn't because I was scared of him or like thought he would hurt me if I asked him to leave. It was just mostly because I'm socially awkward, didn't know how to ask him to leave. So that's what I did. He ended up messaging me on Tinder that he was gonna go, and I was like, awesome, my plan worked. And then about an hour later, he texted me and said I had good birthing hips, so I never talked
to women,
So, anyways,
One lady.
so obviously that's not confirmed or not. It's just somebody saying that they went on a Tinder date with him. Believe it or don't, I don't know. I have a tendency to believe it because she only has the one story. She says at the beginning of it that, I didn't have very much interaction with him. It was 24 hours. This was it. So there's not like when you go back to like Gabby Petito, the person who claimed to have dated Brian Laundrie, had all of these stories. This person's going to have the one story and that's it. So it can be fake. It cannot be fake. I'm not going to repost it because I don't know. But I'll show it to y'all here because that's what we do. And yeah. It's not like she's going to have continued stories over this, which is why I'm more inclined to believe her. And Aaron, by the way, I am also 40 and I still know what docs means. So we just got to get you caught up. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I don't know. What's not going to be released, Ryan? I'm inclined to believe it. I'm also gullible. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thought, or my thought is that what's the point of her lying about it? Because, if she was like, yeah, Bryan and I dated for, a year, then she would have a ton of stories. But having only one story, you're not going to, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to get a bunch of like followers over that. People might ask you some questions about that specific date, but I think she kind of already did talked about all of that. She might get 1 or 2 more videos out of it, but unfortunately, Carrie, until I can figure out a better way to do this, the audio leak, yes, that is fake. I believe that is fake too. Yeah, it didn't seem like she was lying to me either. And I think that Bryan is an incel. I mean, I think that this is a guy who maybe that's part of the reason, you had a bunch of young, pretty girls and, maybe one of them rejected him. That's been a theory for a long time. Yeah, it is also irrelevant to the face. The date's been debunked, John Doe. Yeah, I'm just trying to grow the TikTok channel, or sorry, the YouTube channel, because I can do all this great stuff. Once I figure out exactly what I'm doing, which I'm getting there every time I do these lives, I figure out a little bit more. Well, thank you, Dreamcatcher. Why did Kaylee move? Yeah, she was graduating, Lisa. She was graduating. Oh, the audio, yeah. He's mentioned everywhere that he stalked the house 12 times because of the 12 pings, probably a fraction of the trips. He ran regularly and could have gone on foot, may have turned off the phone at some trips. That's possible. There are times that he could have left the house. Absolutely could have left the phone there. Yeah, I did not hear about that. And hey, Electric Eye. I did not hear about that. I think that... I think I did. Yeah, I did see him, Sarah. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. I think that he'd been in the house before. I think that the one day trip, how they said that he had the 12 pings, most of them late night, early in the morning. I think, but one during the day. I think the one during the day was him going into the house. Maybe everybody, I don't know what day, obviously we don't know what day it was, but everybody was probably at school and classes, and he was able to go in to try to... Thoughts on the calls to Jack? I don't know. Maybe they thought that somebody was there because, supposedly Kaylee said somebody's here and they were scared and they were trying to call. Why wouldn't they go to Ethan? I don't know. What's with the story? So what's with the story of him going to the neighbor's garbages and PA? Is this confirmed? Yes, that is confirmed. Sydney, that is confirmed. The FBI agents did see that. That was released by credible sources. He was seen wearing surgical gloves, deep cleaning his car, and taking the trash over to his neighbor's trash cans, which I don't see a link. So they took it over to the neighbor's, which these are 3/4 acre lots, so it's a bit of a thing. Is there any truth to the phone pinging in June near their home before he moved in? Well, I know, Jenna, that they got records for the phone. He got the phone itself in June. I've heard June and I've heard August. I don't know which is correct. Hey, Andrew, how are you? Yeah, I know I have mods. I do. You can be one. Go for it. Here. Bullhorn Betty, everybody. Well, I have to get to another screen to do this. I'm glad you found me over here. I'm about to jump back over on TikTok in a minute. There's another question. I think the calls to Jack were earlier like this from when we got home. Wasn't the last one from like 3, something like that. Cleaning the car is not sus. Using somebody else's trash can is very sus. Wearing surgical gloves while cleaning said car, sus. Lars, I'm going to have to, from what my understanding is, I can't stream the news on here because they will, I got to say something in a second, because they will apparently shut me down. So did y'all hear about, they're talking about it right now, the woman who went missing, like she was supposed to be going to D.C., she never arrived to D.C., and she went missing, and they just arrested her husband for murder, basically. I haven't, Judy, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Well, his name is Bryan, also. Something about that. Okay, I see it right here. Let me see. Okay, so basically, Judy, she's an attorney, asks a very interesting question, or she says, we only have a few minutes left. I noticed the description of Xana's injuries on page 1 say Kernodle was deceased with wounds that appear to be from an edged weapon. And then on page 2, it talks about Ethan and the fact that Chapin was also deceased with wounds later determined to be caused by sharp force injuries. I realize that one statement is the observation of the investigating officer and the other two are taken from the autopsy, but I'm convinced BK used 2 different weapons, and it sounds to me like he used 2 different levels of force on these victims. I could be completely wrong, but I think that the injuries are described differently for a reason. So we don't have time, obviously, to get into the whole BTK thing, because you said to talk about it, but his interest in the serial. So he was interested, I don't even know what his interest was, or to the level of interest into BTK was, which BTK killers bind, torture, kill. Was it for interfering with the police investigation? That's probably what they're charging him on at this point. But his name is Bryan, is the point. So I think we have 2 minutes to get on to, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on for TikTok. We have 2 minutes to get on to TikTok for this, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that up.
What's the worst month?
And go live. But if you're new here and you enjoyed the chat, we'll do this again. Please. I've been on for about an hour. I'm about to switch back to TikTok so I can stream News Nation. Everybody in here is telling me not to do live streaming of the news here because I will get a strict. So anyway, sorry. So I'm going to go ahead. If y'all want to jump on there, I'm about to go live. Alexa, turn off theater. There we go. You go to TikTok now. So yeah, I will. When am I back on YouTube? Probably, possibly tomorrow, if not Tuesday. But if you don't follow me here, please do. I am trying to grow this channel, and I would love to have you. At least if you enjoyed the chat, I try to keep it civil. So TikTok username Giselle. I'll type my TikTok username in here for y'all. Give me 1 second. I will type it for you guys. It's the same name essentially on here, but there's a slight variation. So for those of y'all who found me here and not TikTok, which is awesome, thank you. That's awesome. There you go. That's what it is. I had to change the last O and talk to a 0, but you should find me, and it'll be just my picture. So, but we're going over there, and we're going to be doing the special edition of Banfield tonight, and we're going to be doing hopefully Nancy Grace. So a couple things going on for us tonight there. So I will see you guys over there. Like I said, I'm already streaming, and yep, News Nation's on right now, and I'm going to sign off now, off YouTube. We'll see you guys over there.